Pretty cool, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, Benoit says, yeah. Anyone else? Pretty cool? We love the stay true that if you want to program in SQL, you can program in SQL. Of course, there's multiple choice, but where I started, we want to make it easy for all of you to adopt the variety of technologies, and AI is turbocharging everything we do. Let me recap what I said around our ability to give you faster insights. We want to help speed up migrations. We're delivering tools, AI-powered tools for all of you to consolidate onto Snowflake single data estate. Faster warehouses, Gen 2 warehouses, go and try it. If you have not done it, you owe it to yourself. You're going to show up in your organization and say, I went to the conference and everything is now faster just because I moved workloads to Gen 2. We want to help you with productivity with AI, and of course, we're very excited about the AISQL, where we bring AI for multimodal data into Snowflake itself. Now let's talk about getting your data ready for AI. This may be the single biggest question we hear from many organizations out there, is I'm ready for the AI, but the data is not there. When AI first started being mainstream, I don't know, a couple of years where language models were front and center for all of us, I think many people said, how hard can this be? You put a language model on top of structured data, generate SQL, and done. And I think many of us realize it's easier said than done. I think all of us collectively learned that the more context you provide to those models, the better the results, especially semantic context. And today, we are very, very happy to introduce semantic views. What's a semantic view? It's a type of view that is geared towards that specific use case of capturing the context around a data. What are the metrics? What are the dimensions? What are the definitions used by your business users? And how do those translate to physical schemas? And of course, we're already integrating this with a number of partners, Hex, Sigma, Omni, all of them to be able to leverage semantic views. But semantic views in and of themselves, they don't do maybe a whole lot. What is most powerful is that we're also introducing semantic SQL, which is a richer, more powerful set of query constructs where you can query the view and specify those dimensions and those metrics as context. It leads to better performance. It leads to more accurate responses. Of course, it's integrated with Cortex Analyst, but the important thing, what's unique of how we're doing is the same semantic view provides context for AI use cases as well as for BI use cases. So, okay, we have now a way to provide context when someone wants to chat or talk to their data. But the reality is that there's not only one data set. In reality, you have many data sets, and you may want all of those data sets to be AI ready. So today, we're also announcing the ability to share semantic views as part of either our Snowflake marketplace or the internal marketplace. So now you don't just publish data products in your organization, but you publish data products that are data AI ready, data sets that are ready to be queried by technologies like Cortex Analyst or Cortex Agents. But the same thing happens with unstructured data. You may have multiple unstructured data sets, whether it's from your organization or from third parties. And we also want to make sure that unstructured data is AI ready, ready for you to consume and leverage AI. Today, we're announcing that Cortex knowledge extensions are generally available. Cortex knowledge extensions are the ability to publish data that is already vectorized, already available to be queried by Cortex Search. We're also incredibly excited about this collection of partners that are bringing content onto the Snowflake marketplace for you to augment your use cases. In particular, news providers like the USA Today, the Associated Press, the Washington Post, all have data sets live on the marketplace ready to be queried on Cortex Search via AI. So the notion of getting data ready for AI is very important for us. Whether it's first-party data, third-party data, structured or unstructured, that is a big, big initiative for us to help all of you. And this brings me to the next I want statement, which is I want to accelerate business growth with AI agents. I know there's a lot of talk about agents, but the disruptive potential is very real. The ability to improve workflows, business processes is amazing. And at the end of the day, accelerate business growth is let's get more productivity. Let's bring productivity to everyone in your organization. Let's pick up where I just left off. We said, okay, we have Cortex Analyst to query structured data that is already AI ready. We have Cortex Search that lets you query unstructured data that is AI ready. But the most common need when you're starting to build this type of solution is I want to provide orchestration and I want to provide instructions on how to reason and answer questions based on the data sets that I have. This is why we introduced Cortex Agents that are now generally available for very soon. Cortex Agents that help you orchestrate and understand, based on the different backends and data sets, how do I answer questions? And of course, we have seen many of the agent solutions that get dramatically more powerful through the ability to invoke other tools, to invoke other agents, and all of this is part of Cortex Agents. This lets you create agentic applications, so you can embed it into whatever is your internal tool or commercial products. We are doing something like that with Microsoft, where we are bringing Cortex Agents to Microsoft Teams. Here's a screenshot. The goal of this is to be able to have the power of Cortex Agents, the power of your data, available to where business users already are. This will be available in the next 2 to 3 weeks. And we're seeing a number of partners bringing agentic products onto the marketplace. So the Snowflake marketplace evolves to, it is not just data and apps, but agentic products, agentic apps. We already have a number of partners doing this. It's super exciting, the types of use cases that we're seeing. Before showing you one last announcement, I want to share a video from a customer of ours, Illuminate, which is doing something very cool with Cortex. Please, let's roll the video. It's always so inspiring to all of us at Snowflake when we see many of you doing the types of things we saw in the video, which is creating value, accelerating your business with. We love it. We love hearing from you. Recapping, we were on Cortex Agents, lets you build applications. But we also want to make sure that it's not just Cortex Agents, Cortex Analyst, Cortex Search, available through a third-party user interface. Something we have heard from many of you is, I would love an out-of-the-box experience where Snowflake makes it easy for my business users to interact with the data without me having to go and write code and build applications and deploy and all of that. That is where we are incredibly, incredibly excited to introduce Snowflake Intelligence. So what is Snowflake Intelligence? It's that first-party experience from Snowflake, powered by state-of-the-art models, the absolute best combination of models that we can put together to work in the context of your data. We do it. Of course, it's way more than a chatbot. It's an agentic product, an agentic capability. It has thinking, reasoning capabilities. The goal is that it enables business transformation for all of you, productivity. How do you improve those business outcomes? And very important for us, like when Benoit and Sridhar talked about easy, connected, trusted, the trusted part of what we do at Snowflake matters a lot. How do you get verified results? How do you get citations and quotations so that you know these agents, data agents, are not making up data? Snowflake Intelligence will be in public preview very shortly. Are we ready for the last demo of the day? Yeah. Let me invite on to the stage Jeff Holan. Dash, I'm not going to introduce you anymore. Jeff, welcome to the stage.
Good morning, everyone. I am so pumped to be here today with you all, and it's incredible and energizing to see a room filled with the leading global data leaders from across the world. And I'm so excited because all of you here know the power and potential of all of that data across your organization, but you also know the challenge. How do you surface those insights from the data and make them available to business users who need those insights right now to make critical decisions? So think of any complex operation. In this demo, I'm going to be running a global music festival, and all of the data involved in that type of operation. I have ticket sales data that is in Snowflake. I have contract information that I'm using inside of SharePoint, supply data in an ERP, marketing data in SaaS apps, fan sentiment that's pouring in through social media. Data is everywhere. But traditionally, for me to get access to any insights from my data as a business user, I'm jumping between each one of those applications. I'm digging through complex dashboards to try to dig out those insights on my own, or I'm pinging an already overwhelmed data team for a set of new insights or new reports. How many of you can relate with the experience of starting your week off on a Monday morning? You already have a full plate, and you sit down, and first thing you see is an email from an executive or a business stakeholder saying, what's going on with this dashboard? Can you dig into the data and tell me why? There goes my plans for the week, right? Because they need that answer right now. So what if we could change all of that? What if we could prevent opportunities being missed and prevent delays in insights? And that's the vision behind Snowflake Intelligence, which brings secure AI agents on top of your data, accessible for anyone in your organization. So let's show it now. What Dash is showing right now is Snowflake Intelligence. This is a brand new experience that lives at ai.snowflake.com for anyone in your organization to securely access. Now, this is built on top of the Snowflake platform that you already know and love, but here I have access to various agents that my data teams can configure and provide access to, so I can start to get answers right away. So let's start with a simple question. I want to understand how are ticket sales trending for our music festivals? And you'll see that right away, the agent gets to work. It's thinking about my question. It has access and knows all of the various data sources that I have available to me, and it's determining the right place to provide the answer for it. Now, in this case, you'll notice it's recognized this is the right set of tables, and using Cortex Analyst, the agent has automatically written the precise SQL needed to answer this question. Notice that green shield at the top too. We're going to come back to that in a second. That's an important piece. Now, as the agent thinks through this, it's able to go through all of the processes and provide the answer. Now, while the agent has access to all of the data in my organization, it also knows who I am. So it knows only the data that I should have access to, and it's only pulling from that in this answer. So check this out. In a few seconds, now I have an answer, even visualized in a beautiful line chart, so I know exactly what's going on with ticket sales. Now, I mentioned that green shield. If I'm curious, can I trust this data? Is this accurate? Well, here I see a visual indicator that I know this is using a verified query from my Snowflake organization. So the data team has said, any ticket sale data, this is the source of truth, so I don't have to worry if I can trust this data or not. I see it right now and know that this is the right way to answer this type of question. And it's not just about data that can be queried through SQL. What about document data? So here I want to understand some information about a contract agreement that we have with one of the performing artists. Now, Snowflake Intelligence actually came up with the artist name here, the algorithms. I got to say, this is the coolest and geekiest band name I have ever heard. It does not exist today, but if anyone starts this band, I promise you I will be your #1 fan and go to all of your concerts. But here you'll see the agent is not writing SQL. It's actually pulled context and references from my SharePoint account. And it's giving me the immediate answer to my question. And again, if I want to trust this answer, it includes citations to all of those SharePoint documents so I can verify that this is the right answer. Now, I know many of you leaders might be watching this and thinking, Jeff, this looks so magical, but our data is messy. Our business is complicated. There's so many different types of terminology that people might be using. How in the world can we light up something like this AI agent on our own data? and we hear you, and we focused incredibly hard on making this easy for every organization to light up these types of AI agents. So what powers this conversation is that semantic view that Christian just talked about a few minutes ago. This is where I can capture all of the critical business context, terminology, and relationships on top of my data. Now we want to make this easy for every organization to create and optimize, so Dash actually will show us through what it takes to create one of these semantic views. I can go ahead and create a semantic view. I can choose the data sets that I want to have access to, and it will even ask me questions about different context that I have in my account. So here for this data set that I want to create in a semantic view, it will go ahead and ask me, hey, I'm going to look at your query history to see the types of data that this is joined to. Do you already have something like a Tableau dashboard? And if so, you can upload those Tableau dashboard files directly into this agentic experience. We will use AI to say, okay, this is how you talked about it in Tableau, so I'm going to use that to generate for you a great starting point for a semantic view so that I get accurate results right away. This is so powerful, it makes it easy for everyone to get a semantic view up and running. Okay, I want to show one more very exciting thing, because we still have some incredible state-of-the-art AI technology to show off. If we go back up to that first chart, Dash, and you'll notice in ticket sales, there's this green line here. Something's going on here in Europe. Something happened between March and April where I had this huge spike in ticket sales. This is ripe for me to send off one of those emails to my data team and say, go spend the next 2 hours and tell me what's going on here. But wouldn't it be incredible if my agent could help me answer some of those more complex or ambiguous questions? So let's ask it. Let's just ask Snowflake Intelligence what happened in March. Now, this is incredibly powerful, state-of-the-art agentic reasoning that's happening. You'll see in real time as the agent thinks through multiple different data sets. It's actually going to be doing deep analysis on my data, not just running one simple query. It's going to explore across a number of different data sources. You'll see in the thinking it can actually blend them together. Now, one awesome thing here, you'll notice a few citations popped up at the bottom. That's actually not SharePoint documents. Those are news articles, because I used the Snowflake Marketplace and that Cortex knowledge extension to integrate with Gannett and the USA Today network of publishers. This is over 200 publications. So my agent has access to real-time news as it's coming to answer my question. And you'll see here in the thinking here, it's blending this all together. It's saying, I've looked at marketing data, I've looked at news information, I've looked at sales information, just as if I had a trusted analyst who deeply understood my data sitting right next to me that's going ahead and powering this. Now, one more thing as this completes its deep analysis I mentioned before. All of this is built on Snowflake Horizon. So all of those access policies, data masking, access controls, I don't have to replicate them to the agent. The agent just knows about it, and it's enforcing it automatically out of the box for me. So I have confidence in knowing only the data that I should have access to, I see. Now, what's incredible now is you'll see in just a few seconds, after this agent has done deep analysis on industry-leading frontier models like Anthropic's Claude and OpenAI, all running securely in my Snowflake account, now I have the answer to my question. I know what's been going on here in March. It's saying, hey, it looks like you had a marketing campaign. There was this Spring Blast marketing campaign. It had a huge amount of impressions. There was also some music festivals that I picked up from the news that might be correlating. Think of how much work I would have had to spend, the amount of applications and back and forth that I would have gone through that Snowflake Intelligence just surfaced right for me. Now, finally, I want to take action on this. So let's go ahead and I want to send a message to my marketing team and say, guess what I just learned? Our marketing campaign actually led to a huge amount of sales. Let's try to do something just like it. And again, my agent's incredibly flexible. So I've even integrated it with tools. So whether I want to communicate with other agents or other tools, or in this case, it's going to integrate with Gmail to send an email to my marketing team based on this draft that it's helping me do. Snowflake Intelligence is the purpose-built assistant for everything that I need to bring those insights to light. So think about all that we were able to do in just a few minutes. I went from the chaos of managing a global music festival to just having a conversation. I was able to access structured insights, unstructured data. I was able to pull all of this in through Snowflake's built-in governance. So for all of you data leaders here today, imagine empowering your entire organization with this type of capability. I'm so excited that Snowflake Intelligence will be in public preview very soon. It's in private preview right now. Spend some time this week, learn more about it, and understand how you can start this journey of transforming how your business interacts with data and how your data can do more for you. Thank you all so much. Christian, back to you.